Fish on. Let's go. Let's go. First fish of the day, guys. Feels like a good one too. Dang. That's a good. Oh! Got off. Fish? Yep. Fish? Yep. Let's go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Dylan Grubb here, like Extreme Outdoorsmen. If you guys are new here to the channel, make sure you go hit that subscribe button for me. Help me at 30,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate it. But smallmouth fishing is back. I am super excited about it. I actually went out last week for the very first time smallmouth fishing on Lake St. Clair, and it just felt amazing to be back out there casting on the water for big smallmouth. This time of year, it can be magical. If you find those fish, you can find them in wolf packs of 50 to 100 or more. Me and my dad have had some of our best days ever in late March, early April for smallmouth fishing out there on Lake St. Clair. So I really appreciate you guys watching today's video. I'm basically going to be going over a bunch of new lures that I got in the mail, all the lures that I love to throw out there on St. Clair for big smallmouth. And if you have been watching the channel over the last couple years, you definitely know that me and my dad have caught some really big fish out there. And me personally, I'm always on here trying to teach you guys how to become better fishermen and catch more smallmouth bass out there. And I hope all you guys learn some tips and tricks from my videos to allow you to go out on the lake and catch more smallmouth bass. That's my goal here on the channel. Whenever I'm filming videos or anything, I'm always making them to help you guys. And it is just the best feeling. I run into subscribers almost every time I go out to the lake, and it is the best feeling. So I really appreciate that. But before we go over all the lures, I wanted to quickly go over my brand new Extreme Outdoorsmen hats. I know a lot of you guys have watched my videos over the last, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years. And I actually just started making my own Extreme Outdoorsmen hats. I'm going to be making sweatshirts, t-shirts, a bunch of different stuff. But if you guys want to help support the channel even more and order an Extreme Outdoorsmen hat, my website is extremeoutdoorsmen.store. I really appreciate if you guys would go check out my website. I actually just made my first website ever, so I'm super proud of it. I did it all on my own, so that was really fun to figure that out. But I got the black hat right there with the gray mesh. We got that one. Then we got the camo Extreme Outdoorsman hat, the brown Extreme Outdoorsman hat, and the blue. So I got a couple different colors, and then we also got the all black one. I really like the black one and the camo. That's probably my favorites, but they're only running for $29.99 on my website. So if you guys want to go support, I've already had a bunch of different orders all over the country. So if you guys ordered a hat, I really appreciate it. All the hats shipped out a couple days ago, so you'll have all your hats coming soon. But next up, I'm gonna go over a bunch of different lures that I like to throw out there on the lake. Sorry if I'm coughing a little, but I'm a little sick right now. All this cold weather. I was just down in Florida for like 2 weeks, and this cold weather's messing with me. But I got a bunch of different lures that I'm basically going to be quickly going over, showing you guys what lures that I like to throw this time of year. And I got a bunch of them right here. I'm just going to quickly go over them and show you guys what lures I like to throw. But if you've been watching the channel for a while, you obviously know that this one right here, this swim bait, is probably one of my favorites to throw out there on the lake. It's called the Biospawn Exo Swim in the sexy shad color. And let me tell you guys, I've caught some absolute tanks on this lure right here. just casting out, letting it sink to the bottom and just dragging it super slow. This time of year you want to keep something on bottom and work it really slow. These swim baits are, for some reason, they're not super aggressive this time of year with the swim baits, so I like to just creep them super slow along the bottom. But I got that one right there in the 4.75, and they also got a couple different sizes. Here's the 3.25 in the electric shad color, and this color is normally super good as well. And I just got this new color in the mail. It's called electric blue in chartreuse. That one right there looks super interesting. I'll get this one out and show you guys what it looks like. But anything chartreuse works really good out there on St. Clair. If you can see that swim bait right there. This one looks deadly, and it's pretty small too. It's only the 3.25. And I think they even have some smaller ones, the 2.75. They just came out with these really small swim baits, and this one's called the Sun Gill. I think I'm gonna start throwing these ones and see how they like the smaller presentation. But I'm definitely loaded up on these. If you guys are gonna get one swim bait to go out there, I highly recommend getting the Biospawn Exo Swims, because that's what I normally catch all my big smallmouth on. I caught my personal best smallmouth bass on the electric shad swim baits, or the Biospawn swim baits. I'm definitely stocked up with all these swim baits right here. But next up, if you haven't seen this video yet, I highly recommend going to check this one out. But the DD10 right here is a go-to crankbait. If you guys can see that right there, it is a must-have when you're out there on Lake St. Clair. Me and my dad love throwing crankbaits. We had one of the best days ever crankbait fishing out there on St. Clair. It was unreal. Me and my dad pulled up to this spot. I'm gonna leave that video over here in the corner, but we literally caught over 100 smallmouth on that crankbait right there. It is the DD10 in the mule, and that was just a day that I will never forget. Me and my dad absolutely whacked the smallmouth. It was super cool. So if you guys are gonna get some type of crankbait, I definitely recommend the Rapala DD10. But next up is an A-rig or umbrella rig, whatever you want to call them. But this is the brand new Guggen Squad A-rig. I've never thrown this one. It's called the Shad Wagon, the 5-arm. And this one doesn't have blades on it, but they have a couple that, or they make one that has blades. And typically when me and my dad are out there throwing the A-rigs, we love throwing the ones with blades, and it really flashes in the water. But we've caught so many big smallmouth bass out there on the A-rigs, and those are really fun. You really need a big heavy action rod to be able to throw those huge A-rigs, but they're super fun to throw this time of year, because when you can find those big groups of smallmouth, just throw the A-rig over there and they're gonna destroy it. But a couple other lures that I got, obviously, if you smallmouth fish, you always know that the tubes work super good. I don't know how many smallmouth I've caught on tubes over the years out there on St. Clair, just throwing a jig head in there and casting it out, and just pretty much same thing as a swim bait, just slowly dragging it back to the boat. So I always love throwing tubes. And then also we got the Ned rigs. I don't know if you guys have ever thrown the Ned rigs out there on St. Clair, probably, but the Guggen Baits Ned rig, that's probably one of my favorites out there on the lake. I've caught so many big fish. I filmed a couple videos, I think it was last year, catching a ton of fish with this Ned rig right here. But next up, sometimes I even like to throw the spinner bait on like a early morning when there's a little ripple on the water. I just got this spinner bait right here. It's called the tightrope spinner bait. And last year, this one's gold right here. And last year I caught a bunch of fish on this one, so I figured I'd order one more just to have a couple more in the boat. You can never go wrong with having more lures. And I also wanted to show you another lure, obviously in the springtime. A jerkbait works really, really good. But there's the Berkeley Stunna jerkbait. And the perch one right there. Pretty much any jerkbait is gonna work really good out there. I've thrown so many different colors, from the perch to the white to the blues to purples. Me and my dad do really good on this one right here. It's called the Rapala. I'm not even sure the exact name on it, but this one right here is a really, really good color for smallmouth. I don't know what it is, but they really like that purple and silver. Me and my dad have caught a ton of fish on that purple one, but I actually have all my rods rigged because I went out last week, like I said, and we caught a couple really nice smallmouth bass, so I'll leave a couple clips in here. As you can tell, that it is nasty out here. We've been moving around to a bunch of different spots, but we just moved back to the first spot where we caught them earlier today. And I'm just throwing, this feels like a tank. Well, like I said, we just moved back to this first spot and we're throwing bladed jigs now. But check out that smallmouth bass, guys. That's a fat one. Dang, super thick bellies on them. I really like catching them this time of year. They're super gold and really, really pretty fish. But he just drilled that bladed jig right there. I guess it's all stuck in there right now. But definitely a really nice smallmouth bass, but super cool. Gonna put him back, maybe get on a couple more today. But that pretty much wraps up today's video, guys. I just wanted to quickly hop on here and do a little video showcasing some of my favorite springtime lures to throw out there on Lake St. Clair. But I really, really appreciate you guys stopping and watching today's video. Again, if you guys want to support the channel and go grab an Extreme Outdoorsman hat, I would really, really appreciate it. That would be awesome. I've already sold hats all over the country. I've had some orders in Maine, Texas, Arkansas, all over the place. I think I had one in Washington. So it is super, super cool. And I've had a ton of orders here in Michigan. The support here in my home state is always amazing. So really, really appreciate you guys. But if you guys want to order one of these hats, go to the link in the description. It's ExtremeOutdoorsmen.store, and I would really, really appreciate it. But we will see you guys out there. Maybe one day I'll run into you guys at the boat ramp. If you ever see me out and about, come over and say hi. I always love meeting all you guys, but enough talking. I'll talk to you guys later, and we will see you in the next one.